This is a wild honey collector. He's deep in the jungles of central India, harvesting some of the purest honey on the planet. And this is the story of Heavenly Organics and how they're bringing the world this incredible nectar. All while protecting the lives of not only 500 million bees, but 650 families living in conflict zones. All the while, using sustainable methods to protect the natural splendor of the foothills of the Himalayas and the jungles of central India. Our story starts here, at the Ganges River in the foothills of the Himalayas. Ganges, as it is known by Hindis, is the mother of all purifiers. Fitting, since these pristine mountains are the source of some of the purest honey in the world. That's Amit Huda, founder of Heavenly Organics.
Heavenly Organics was created to provide sustainable products and eliminate conflict in the conflict areas.
Amit grew up during the Punjab insurgency.
When we looked at Punjab, when it came out of conflict, right, it was able to rediscover itself because there was so much fertile land and people were able to go back to work.
Seeing the impact economics can have on resolving conflict areas, Amit turned his attention towards the Naxalite insurgency.
The Naxalite movement capitalized on the very fact that the people in these tribal areas in central India and East India, they never had opportunities, economic opportunities, they weren't able to make a living, and they were taken advantage of.
In an effort to find an ethical and economic solution to this ongoing conflict, Amit turned to his father, renowned agronomist, Dr. Huda.
Being an agriculture scientist, my dad has been the biggest influence in my life. I didn't even know anything about farming or anything, it was just watching him.
Amit and his father began looking at the practices of native Adivasis, and what they discovered was a time-honored tradition of wild honey collecting. But this ancient practice was unsustainable because it destroyed the bee population and the forest.
As you can see in those jungles, there is a lot of dry leaves, so it's a lot of flammable material. So when these guys create smoke to get rid of the bees, sometime that can create forest fire. And the other way they were doing it is they'll just chop the tree and run, so which is bad for the forest. We shouldn't take these shortcuts where, people have done unethical ways of making money. We shouldn't destroy our environment, our communities, just for the sake of making money. So when you take that portion of the honey from the bees, they go out again and start collecting nectars because we took their rainy day food. That allows bees to go pollinate in the process all these species of plants that are found in the jungle. Without the bees, we would not have so much biodiversity. A hive can carry somewhere between 30,000 to 100,000 bees, right? So there is 23,000 hives we work with. So today we protect and preserve 500 million bees. As far as, commercial honey, they're exposed to a lot of chemicals because commercial agriculture has a lot of chemicals, pesticide around it. And the second biggest problem is the heavy use of antibiotics in honey. So the more problems we see there, the more we testing our honey against that. There is no human intervention in this honey harvesting method. People in conflict areas, they don't need charity money. What they need is a job. And that's what we want to demonstrate, is that, hey, when you're buying this jar of honey, you're connected to somebody out there who is able to make an ethical living and hence live peacefully and support their family.
फर्क तो आ गया है। हम पहले विलेज में रहते थे, अब कैसे वो मैंने फिर स्टार्ट किया, ये इन्होंने हनी का काम करना चालू कर दिया, मैंने मेस चालू किया था, फिर हम सिटी में आ गए। समझो अभी कैसे बच्चों का एजुकेशन अच्छा हो रहा है, अच्छे स्कूल में पढ़ रहे हैं बच्चे, तो बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है।
Before honey harvesting, women worked up to 12 hours a day alone in the rice fields. But now they have a new role that lets them work half the time at home with their friends, neighbors, and their families.
We have trained some 5,000 honey collectors. All through, we have seen that there is a decreasing and the people are already gone to forest, are coming back, and they are living very peacefully.
So we want to get into other countries like Afghanistan, Sudan, and be able to collect products from different conflict zones. That's our future vision, is to be in few different countries.
There's no doubt from looking at this revolutionary business model that true, lasting peace can only come from sustainable efforts that empower families with opportunities. From these purest of intentions comes the purest honey on the planet.